Alright, here I am. Said I'd make another video or try to start making more. Trump won, so good deal there. The country seemed pretty happy the following day. I mean, everybody I talked to seemed like they were in a real good mood. The weather was great, at least down here in Texas. So just keep moving forward. You got a couple months till he is officially in office. Um, the stock markets are doing well. Businesses picked up across the board. Um, Seems like people are willing to spend money again. So it's a good thing. Um, but that's not why I'm here today. I'm here today to say, I guess to talk about dating. It's tough dating, um, especially as you get older. The dating pool shrinks. You know, people have kids. They've been divorced. You know, bankruptcies, bad credit. The list goes on and on. And you're never going to find the perfect person, especially as you get older. Your best bet is, you know, meeting somebody young and don't let the world interfere with y'all's relationship. Um, Family isn't everything, you know, because they're not in your relationship, but at the same time, it's important, I think, to consider who your children or future grandchildren's grandparents might be. So if you don't like the woman's parents, that's going to be her grandparents, and vice versa. If you're a woman and you don't like his parents, those will be your children's grandparents. Um, that's something that people need to think about a lot. Uh, and don't have kids until you're ready. Uh, they are expensive. They take up a lot of time. Um, and anything that you kind of have planned for yourself kind of gets put on hold if you want to be involved. Um, Being a parent is awesome. There's a lot of reward to it. Um, it teaches you how to be a much better person. It truly does. Uh, but, you know, everything comes with a cost. No matter which side you want kids, you're going to have to, you know, give up some of your freedoms, give a lot of your money. If you don't want kids, you're never going to get to feel that love that a child brings to you whenever they're happy just to see you. Even if you're not, you know, in your eyes, maybe not the greatest person, your children will always adore you. Always. So there's a lot of reward in that part. Um, but if you marry somebody that's got kids with somebody else, they're never going to be your kid. It will always be two other people's kid, and you're going to have to gamble on how that child feels about you, you know, whenever they're an adult, and think about, was all the time that you've spent, you know, say you got with them at, you know, the child was 2 years old, you know, and you and the mom are 28. Um, Now, 18 years later, that kid will be 20. And, you know, what if they want to get married young at 20 years old? Well, you're going to be almost 50. And if that person, if it's a little girl and she chooses the biological dad to be the one that walk her down the aisle, but you've been the one that's been there that entire time through all the good and the bad, you know, raising a child, um, it's got to hurt. And you probably will feel extremely unappreciated. But you'll be 50 years old, and the dating pool is even smaller. So it's something to consider. You know, are you willing to give up your future for somebody else's child? Now, some people are, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're not willing to do that, don't date people with kids. You need to have somebody that doesn't have a kid so that you and that person can start a family on your own. Because there's nothing, honestly, nothing worse than being forced to be involved with somebody. And that somebody I mean is um, the other biological parent, not the one that you're with, but you know the mother or the father of the person who you're of the child who the person you're dating is. I think I said that right. Uh, it's a lot. It really is, and it's a huge sacrifice, and it's a gamble. Um, this court, you have no idea what the other person will say about you, to the courts, um, or where that will go. And you could be fighting the good fight, and standing up and taking care of somebody else's child, but at the end of the day, you're not that parent. You're not a biological parent. You are just a person raising a kid that's not yours. Uh, I'm a product of divorce. Um, my parents weren't super great. I know for sure there's worse out there. Everybody has their own circumstances that they've been through, and that's how they've turned into who they are now. Um, Parents are very important. And if you have a couple parents, or one parent that doesn't fight for you, uh, eventually, you know, you see it. And it's no different with your kids. So just be a good parent and take care of yourself, because at the end of the day, all you've got is you. Um, Buy a dog. Dogs are awesome. But kids definitely add a huge stress to life. And if you're not ready for it, it's hard to be a good parent. And that's why young parents always struggle so much, is because they're not financially suited for it. Dating is tough. If a woman can't keep a house neat, if she doesn't take care of herself, if she doesn't have good credit, if she has a crappy car or no car, if she leaves the house wearing pajamas, multiple kids with multiple men, or kids don't live with her, those are all flags. And I'm sure I'd be called, misogynistic for saying that. But at the same time, men, if you're going to date a woman, you have to be there for her. And you have to be able to afford everything that makes a woman feel nice. She wants to get her nails done, got to be able to pay for it. Her toes, her feet. She wants to get a massage, you got to be able to pay for that. She wants to get waxed, got to pay for that. There's a lot of things that men, in my eyes, should be doing for women, just like women should be doing for men. It's a trade-off. So you need to look at attributes that you want in a person, and decide from there. When you meet somebody, you got to look at where you're at and where they're at. If you're both jobless, well, whenever one of you gets a job, the other one, they might not want to get a job. And it's going to be one of you is trying to move forward, and the other one is not. And after years and years and years of you moving ahead and you moving ahead, and that person's kind of not done anything with themselves, you'll become resentful. And whenever you become resentful, you start looking at all the time that you've wasted and thinking that you could have done it better. And maybe that's true. Maybe you could have, but maybe you might not have. And there's no way to know, because we don't have time machines. So the best thing you can do is build yourself up to the best possible you ever, and then keep working on that. And then the right person, who's also should be working on the best possible themselves, the universe will bring y'all together. It'll be happy. It'll be everything that both of y'all wanted, and a long-lasting marriage. But if you force it, you try to make somebody be something that they're not, you're going down a dead end. And once you get to the end of that, you're gonna have to turn back around the whole other way. And that's gonna suck, because that's nothing but time wasted. You can make all the money in the world, but you can't get that time back. So I guess the moral of all of this is, take your time, make smart decisions using your brain, not your heart, and don't have kids until you're ready. All right, YouTube. I'm going to upload this, and maybe you like it, maybe you won't. Let me know, guys. Give me some feedback.